If you've ever tensed up in a corner and run wide, if you've ever looked at a log just before you hit it, if sand and gravel terrifies you, maybe vision is the issue. Are you there? Hello? Hello? Vision is an undeniable cornerstone of riding. You ride around with your eyes closed, bad things are going to happen. But it's not just keeping your eyes open or looking down the road, it's how we use our vision. It's a lot more complicated than just get your eyes up. If you've ever been told, get your eyes up, you're missing the details. It doesn't tell you what you're looking for. You're looking at the sky, the road, the pavement, your fender. I want to introduce a new concept to you. It's called home position. Our eyes naturally come back to a resting position in the center of their travel. I refer to that as a home position. And because of this, we point our nose or chin and the eye sockets themselves to the furthest point that we're going to gain information. So on the road, that's to the furthest point that I see pavement. On the trail, it's to the furthest point where I can figure out where that trail is going. My eyes can move around. I can look down at the road to see if there's a hazard or gravel. I can look down at the trail and see if there's a slippery log. But my home position, where I center my eyes, always needs to be to the furthest point where I'm gaining information. Here's an example of where the abstract statement, eyes up, isn't clear enough. If I say eyes up on this road, your eyes may go somewhere between where I'm standing and the edge of where you can see the gravel stop. Or maybe you're looking all the way to the edge of the gravel, but that's not actually what I'm telling you to look at. What we want to be looking for is the furthest point of information. And in this case, I want to be looking to the left over the grass. That's where I'm going to get the soonest information. If there's another vehicle coming at me, that's where I'm going to see it first. If the road changes direction or changes difficulty, that's where I'm going to get the soonest information for that. Eyes up is not enough. You have to be looking all the way beyond the actual road itself, beyond the actual dirt, and looking for that new information. This road's a good example of when I naturally want to drop my eyes or drop my home position. The home position on this road should be all the way to the very far end where the road hooks to the left. But because the road is beginning to dry out, I'm starting to see a lot of different colors and changes. I see light gray, dark black, shiny surfaces, flat surfaces. It can be very difficult to pick up if there's sand or gravel mixed in, and I want to see that detail. The urge I have to resist is dropping my vision and dropping my gaze completely. I keep my home position all the way to the far end where it hooks to the left, and I only allow my eyes to shift down long enough to pick up the details to decide whether it's a threat or not a threat. I keep my home position in the farthest position or the farthest distance I can. This corner is full of distractions that try to draw my vision down to the road itself and away from the home position. There's pine needles, there's loose gravel, there's leaves on the road. I have to remain diligent, keep my home position locked all the way through the corner, and only allow small glances to pick up what's an actual threat. If I look at those things on the road, those small pieces of gravel, those pine needles, those really aren't threats to me. But now I'm not picking up new information that's happening in front of me. And when I look down, my sense of speed increases, my fear increases. I'm much more likely to end up running wide in that corner. If you're doing it right, this is what it looks like. And if you look like this, it's wrong. How we use our vision is as important as where we point our vision. What we need to understand is that tunnel vision, or what is called central vision or focus vision, is only about 3 to 5% of what you see in front of you. And then there's a little bit more vision around that called paracentral and macular vision, which still has color and some detail, but it's a pretty narrow range that we have where we're getting clear detail. Peripheral vision moves out to 30, 45 degrees, and then we get a wide peripheral all the way out to as much as 210 degrees of range. But here's the thing. When we use our detailed vision, that 3 to 5% of really sharp focus, we end up with tunnel vision. We lose what else is going on around us. Our peripheral vision is what protects us from cars coming in from the side. It's what protects us from deer that may jump out in front of us. We all know if you're looking at the right side of the road for the deer, they're going to come from the left side. As riders, we need to develop our ability to use this vision effectively. Here's the problem. When you open up your vision, when you're allowing yourself to see all the way out to the sides, your central vision goes soft. It gets blurry. And most of us don't like riding down the road with soft, fuzzy vision. But using it and developing your peripheral vision and your central vision and how to use it and when to use it can be the difference between riding like an average rider or riding like an expert. Fear is at the foundation of almost every crash or accident we have on a motorcycle. Whether it's running wide in a curve on pavement, or whether it's because we tense up in the gravel and then end up on the ground. It turns out fear can be controlled. And vision is one of the best strategies to do this. One way to control fear is looking farther out so you have less sense of speed or lean. If we're going through a corner on pavement, and we feel like we're leaned over too far, very seldom are we actually at the limit of traction or ground clearance. It's almost always up here in the head. The farther I look, the less I sense that lean angle. Another way to control fear is to give yourself more time to sort through the information on the road in front of you. Either slow down or look farther out so you get the information sooner. A lot of fear comes from information that comes in too fast and too much. It means that there's too many things to sort through. You have gravel and logs and speed, or you're on the road looking through a corner and the corner's turning quickly. You're trying to figure out where it goes. You're trying to look for traction. You feel like you're going too fast. And so when I'm using my home position, I'm looking as far down as possible. That's the furthest I can see to start picking up information. Now I have more time between where I am and where I'm going to process that information. This is why when we get our eyes up and farther down the road, it always feels more comfortable. And this is a critical strategy to staying alive. Many riders that come to me are looking to go faster. They want to keep up with their riding partners or their buddies. It turns out experience is the issue, not necessarily their skill or their abilities. They're guessing. When you're looking at the gravel, if you've never been through deep gravel, deep sand, deep mud, you're guessing. You're predicting what you think is going to happen because you haven't been there before. As you get more experience and you're more accurate about predicting that, your speed will naturally pick up. It's okay. When you start, you need to go slow. It's the right thing.